Hey everybody, this is Mike from GetYourRockOut, and I'm here in Manchester Academy with Fred from Opeth. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, sir. It's the 5th show of the tour, so excited.
Penultimate show, how have you found the crowds? Has the UK been very receptive to you?
Yeah, very good. I think you see a lot of happy faces at the end of the show. Everybody seems to be satisfied with the set list and all, so it's nice.
Sellout tour as well. I understand tonight was sold out, and I think yesterday was sold out as well. Is tomorrow sold out, Birmingham?
Yeah, almost, yeah, I think so. London was sold out at the Roundhouse.
That's cool. How have you found the company of Alcest? What have they brought to the show? Do you think that they've contributed something really significant to the live performance?
Yeah, they have quite a unique sound, I think. It's quite different from ours, but I think we like to tour with bands who sound different than our music. It gives the setlist more diversity in a way, I think.
That's cool. Let's talk about your new album, Pale Communion. It's been out for a couple of months now. What do you feel about the reception it's received? How do you think people have found it?
Well, everybody we met so far, they seem to be really into it. And I guess we push the people who enjoy listening to Opeth a bit with all the new stuff. We try to do something different all the time, but the review's been really good, and we had some good chart positionings we never had before in the UK, for instance. So it's definitely feels like it's good feedback. And we play 3 songs now in this set from the new album, Pale Communion, in the set, and the crowd seems to dig him.
What do you feel about the reaction of maybe some long-time Opeth fans who are still a little bit miffed that the death metal elements have been left out? You know, back on the Watershed album, that's continued through to this. Or do you still feel that that's an issue, or has it kind of died down a bit?
I don't read everything on the internet, so maybe it's probably a lot of shit throwing there, but that's always. But it feels like the majority of the Opeth fans, they get the idea of it. And still, I mean, the death metal part is a huge part of the Opeth sound, and the set list we play, we try to play everything from every album, and that's what we do in this set. We play from every album apart from the very first, Orchid. And so I think you definitely, if you're an old school fan, you definitely get your dose of the death metal era as well. And for the future, we don't know what's going to happen. It might be an extremely brutal album ahead in the future. So.
Well, my colleague reviewed the album for us for GetYourRockOut, and he said that it pointed to a bright future if he was to continue down this musical path. He said Pale Communion, it was a bit stronger than the last album before in incorporating these elements. Do you feel that this sound is something that you'd like to explore for the foreseeable future? Is something that you think that you could take it to a lot of new places?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, it's so hard to say. It would only be speculations to talk about the future, because I think we like to be a bit unpredictable in that sense. So we don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of exciting to have it like that. Yeah. But I think in a way Heritage and the last album, Pale Communion, is probably like a continuation of Heritage in a way. It's more late 70s, early 80s in the sound aspect. The drums are brought up a bit more, and it's more, I think this album has a bit more melodies to it, and it's probably a bit easier to digest maybe.
It's very interesting you say that, because I listened to the album and I was getting, I got a bit of Deep Purple in there, I got a little bit of the old prog acts. Do you guys look to your influences when you write music these days, or is it more a sense of this is the Opeth sound and we're going to explore that?
I think it more or less is just the way the songs come out. I don't think Michael, who writes the majority, he doesn't sit down and I need to do a song like Fireball with Deep Purple or something like that.
Which isn't a bad choice.
No, it's one of my favorite Purple songs. So I think it's just the way the songs happen. It's not really planned out. It's something that just develops on its own, I guess.
But with a really interesting, intricate structure as well. Listening to the whole album, it does sound like a progression, a journey. And when you get to the last 2 tracks, it feels like a definite conclusion to things. You know, it's very well structured. Is that something that happens naturally, or is there a plan in place when you sit down to write it?
The sequence of the songs is very important, from the first to the last. So it hopefully tells you a story, and I'm glad to hear that you think the 2 last songs kind of tie together And I agree. I think that outro is kind of like a farewell type of feeling I get when I listen to the entire album. So it's definitely something that's thought out and paid a lot of thought to.
Well, in my colleague's review, he summed up basically, my colleague James Cook, by talking about how the album feels stronger, more engaging than Heritage. It's got great diversity, creativity, and atmosphere. These are the three traits that he pointed to. Diversity, creativity, and atmosphere. Are these the three things that you always focus on when you try and create a song, try and create an album, at a live show even?
Absolutely. Those are the big threes, I guess. Yeah.
That's good. Now, next year marks 25 years of Opeth as a band, and it marks 20 years since the first album. Are there plans for any kind of anniversary celebration?
There is some discussions about it, but it's nothing I can reveal now. But it might be something happening.
Fair enough, I'll look out for that. And of course we get to see you guys at Bloodstock later this year. You've been announced as the main sport for Within Temptation.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's been a few years since we played there. Was it 2008 maybe, or something like that?
It's still got the same kind of ethos. It's getting gradually bigger, but it occupies that level of, it's a big festival, but it isn't a big festival, you know, like Download and Sonosphere. What do you think of that kind of atmosphere, that kind of crowd?
I like that. It's if it's, how many people is it there?
About 10,000.
Yeah, it's cool. Everybody knows what they're like when they're there.
Well, we're going to have to wrap this up, unfortunately, but is there a message that you would like to give into the camera for all our readers at Get Your Rock Out?
Well, it's been a blast coming back to the UK and play shows here, and we really enjoyed it so far. Only 2 left now, and I hope you enjoy the new album, Pale Communion.
Thank you very much. Have a good show tonight, and I'll see you at Bloodstock.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.